Okay. Hi,
Hi.
how are you, Christian?
Good.
My name is Jane Doe, and I'm the HR person for Guardian.
Yep.
And did you come on 84?
Yes, I did.
How is the traffic?
It's pretty bad.
Pretty bad,
Yeah.
it usually is. Have a seat right there. Well, at least you got here well before the interview, which is great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. So, you are going to the University of Connecticut?
Yes.
Are you? Okay.
In Waterbury.
In Waterbury, all right. And you are majoring in economics?
Yes.
Minoring in business, and you
Yes.
graduate in May of 2022. Okay, good, because we are looking for someone enrolled in an undergraduate degree program. And even though economics isn't listed, it is certainly related, and obviously the business minor will help for sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, good. All right, I'm going to start out the question that I start out with so many of our applicants. We have a lot of applicants for this program because it is a paid internship. So, just, tell me something about yourself that relates to what you're studying and what you want to do, and we can take it from there.
So, I'm a very analytical person.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I used to do a lot of work with computers and coding. So, I'm really good at computers, and from what I learned from my research about underwriting,
Yeah.
it has to do a lot about computers and looking at figures and other kinds of different kinds of incidents in like damage and accidents.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you know about underwriting? I know you mentioned in your cover letter that someone in your family was
Yeah.
an underwriter. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, my mother was an underwriter for the Hartford for 35 years. And she always talked about it, how much she loved it, and I thought maybe I could give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
Since I have a background from always ask my mother, what are you doing?
Right.
And how she's doing it. So since I learned from that, I feel like I have a good stepping stone into the underwriting business.
That's excellent. Can you tell me a little bit about what you know about what an underwriting team would do in general? Like what do underwriters do?
Underwriters, they look at damages of households, and they see if the house is liable for either keeping insurance or having insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and if they are, what price they could have the insurance at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so we do look at applications for insurance, and basically an important component is assessing the risk. Should we take this on as a client? What is the risk of insuring, a person or a company? And so to do this, to evaluate these risks, we use our established processes and tools to evaluate the risks. Are you aware of the 4 areas that you could get involved with in
Yes.
our internship?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
talk a little bit about those?
Well, for rating and quoting,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty good at like calculating and seeing like what a damage or risk would be, and calculate it based on if it's liable for having risk in the future,
Mm-hmm.
or if it is okay for insurance. and for renewing, I feel that I am also good, like as I said before, for calculating the risk. We could definitely go back and look at our clients already to see if they're still in the manageable area that they were before.
Sure. What about our policies and procedures aspect?
I am very good at following orders, and I could definitely just, if it's put out in front of me, I could definitely do it 100% all the time.
Okay. And also there's our analytics component. Can you talk a little bit about what your understanding from the job description, the analytics part of the internship would be?
That would be like presenting what we have for the risks, presenting that to like management to tell them this is the risk and this is how we came up with what we did. And it would basically just be telling them what we did and if we did it right.
And also what we can improve, you know, some recommendations for our decision making in terms of supporting the action plan of our team. So that's great. I'm glad that you have knowledge of the opportunities that you can get involved with. Of those 4 opportunities, is there any one that draws you a little bit more than the others? You know, the rating and the quoting, the renewing, policies, analytics, any of those areas that you would want to get involved with or maybe learn more about?
I'd say to learn more about would be procedures and analytics.
Okay.
Because I would like to get it down, like what I have to do and how I could improve on that.
That's great. Now, some of this internship, you're going to be getting a benefit of interacting with senior leaders, and you know, we let you actually sit in the settings, you know, where you're listening and interacting in a conversational setting, and then having the opportunity to talk afterward, after the clients leave, about what happened. How does that appeal or not appeal to you? Is that something that you would like to take advantage of?
Yes, because it would help me learn how to put together what was happening. So if I talked about how the customer said something or how they responded, I could put together how I could do my job better.
Yes.
And learn from either their mistakes or their advantages in the field.
And maybe, you know, we've had instances where our interns actually give us their read on it that maybe some of our employees might have missed. So that's a real bonus for us as well. Another benefit of the internship is being able to network with employees and other interns all around other regional offices. So, you know, if you wanted to move to another location, you probably know we have 9,000 employees. And it's very beneficial, you know, for our, the fact that we're a Fortune 250 mutual company, and our 9,000 employees all over the country, I think would be very helpful if you did want to go outside of Connecticut. Do you want to stay in Connecticut, or?
I really have no desire to stay in Connecticut.
Oh,
I
really?
could move anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with moving out of the state if I have to or if I want to.
Yeah, I see that you have a lot of travel experience. You want to talk about that a little bit? the countries where you've been, because we
Yeah.
do have offices all over the globe.
Yeah. So, for Germany and Poland, we mostly went there because we have family in Germany and Poland, and I am Polish,
Mhm.
100%. So it was fascinating to go there for the first time and see where my heritage was from and what I could learn from it.
That's great. And now, was this a family vacation?
Yes, it was a family vacation.
How about Canada and Mexico and Panama? Were those also family?
Canada and Mexico were both family,
Mhm.
but Panama, I went on a school vacation. We went down to Panama. We went around talking to locals and visiting some tribes.
Hmm.
And it was really great seeing the difference from American life to like the other places in the world.
Mhm. Mhm. I think you come back with more of a perspective
Yeah.
on what it is to live in America versus
Yes.
realities of other, nations and countries. And probably you have a different perspective than maybe a lot of people that have not traveled abroad. Would you agree
Yes.
with that? Is there any country that you would like to live in for a while, or just, because we do have, like I mentioned, we have global
Yeah.
offices all over the country,
I-
world.
I would like to live in Poland for a while
Okay.
because I understand the language to an
Mhm.
extent,
Mhm.
and I feel like an extended time there would help me actually learn the language since
Mhm.
I currently do not know the language.
Mhm. Do you know any?
Yes, I know some. I could do fragmented sentences and I could understand it very well.
Okay. So that is a skill that you have,
Yes.
conversational Polish, yeah, and conversational German.
Yes.
That too? Okay.
Yes, I took 4 years of German in high school.
All right. Can you talk a little bit about your computer and your social media skills?
My computer skills are pretty good. I understand how to use like Word, PowerPoint, and Excel,
Mm-hmm.
but I just started getting into the Visual Basics and Python. I
Okay.
know how to use it well, it's just I have to do some more practice on it.
Okay. So you worked in the subway in Southington,
Yes.
Connecticut. You talk a little bit about maybe, you could use subway as an example, but is there anything that happened in terms of interactions where you wish you could kind of change what happened and rewind
Yeah.
the video and say, I just wish that I could have handled this particular situation in a different way?
Yes, there were some times when I first started working for the first time in Subway where I didn't have that customer service like pat down and I could actually do it very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I could have handled some customer service better than I did
Okay.
because I kind of froze up, but with the year of experience I feel like I could handle customer service better now.
Can you give me a specific example?
Yes, this was actually on my first day of the job, and it was mostly in part of a coworker of mine put away the meatballs too early,
Mm-hmm.
and a customer came in and asked for meatballs, and she said that we didn't have any,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I could have said, oh, I can get you some from the back, but
Mm-hmm.
I was just following her lead
Mm-hmm.
in what was happening, but I feel like I could have stepped up and
Yeah.
took charge of that.
Yeah. Was she new as well?
She was actually there for a couple years.
Okay. So she just
Yeah.
didn't want to go in the back
No.
and serve the customer. Okay. How about a situation where you think you really did a good job?
Oh, that's probably, I want to say a few days ago actually, where it started out as a problem with the cash drawer.
Mm-hmm.
We were under $19,
Mm-hmm.
but I followed through. I told the shift coming on next that the drawer was under, and I called my manager, and I left a note telling him what happened and what I think what happened.
Oh, great.
And he came in and he fixed it,
Mhm.
but we had to pay the shortage, but it was fine because I easily just took it out and gave it to him.
Yeah.
And he said that he was more tough on the other coworker I was working with, because my drawers are always even,
Mhm.
so he knows that it wasn't because of me.
Mhm.
It was because of like a different coworker or
Mhm.
a mistake that happened. So he said that my drawers were always even, and
Mhm. That's good.
yeah,
So I think he sounds like he respects and values your
yeah.
work there, and wanted to
Yeah.
let you know that it really wasn't you. So that's great. Why did you pick the major in economics?
I picked economics because I was supposed to go into engineering,
Oh.
but when I had to take an economics class for that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got into economics, I really enjoyed what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it made sense to me about the graphs and the topics we're going over.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense, and it was very applicable to my life and
Mhm.
how I see the world. So I thought it would be better for me to pursue economics and business than go into engineering.
All right, that's a great answer. So, where do you see yourself? You're a sophomore,
Yes, a sophomore.
mentioned, or are you graduating in
2022.
2022? Where do you see yourself in about maybe 7 years, 8 years, a few years out of
Yeah.
graduation?
I see myself being in underwriting, an underwriter
Mhm.
at an insurance firm,
Mhm.
and probably in Hartford starting out,
Okay.
so I can get some
Move.
money and then try to transfer to a different branch or to a different company.
Okay. And let's say 10 years or
10
15 years, can you see yourself still in the U.S. or?
Yes, in the U.S. still.
Okay, so you wouldn't work globally, you wouldn't work?
No, probably
Okay.
not yet.
All right. Are there any questions for us?
Yes, I do have some questions. So.
I'll see if I have some answers.
So starting off, what does the day-to-day responsibilities look like?
That's a good question. All of our interns go through a training period. It wasn't really listed in our job description, but you have access to interns that are already there, so they're part of the team. And then our underwriters will meet with you and let you know what you're going to be doing for the day.
Yeah.
And part of it might be just, especially in the beginning, sitting in on meetings, getting familiar with our mission and our rates, quoting, how we renew our policies, procedures. We have a whole training booklet that we give students.
All right. And what are the company's values, and what do you look for in employees?
Our company's values, one of the main things that if you go on our website, is do the right thing.
Yeah.
That is the first thing listed. And caring about the company and the individual needs where we're underwriting for. So it's really placing a real premium on honesty, doing the right thing, valuing our people that we work with.
Yeah. And what is your favorite part of work?
Well, now that I'm in HR, I really like meeting people like yourself. I like to, I'm very good at making a good fit between our interns and different areas where you can work. Because I think I'm pretty good at, assessing the type of person that's coming in and where they might best flourish.
Yeah.
I really like that. I also like the teamwork approach that we have. It's not really it's more of a flat organization, where we're all kind of, there's not like a head honcho,
Yeah.
even though there is, but
Yeah.
we kind of help each other.
All right. What does success look like in this position, and how would you measure it?
I think success looks like being able to come up with, excuse me, a little laryngitis, being able to understand our policies, our procedures, being able to find solutions if we're not coming up with adequate rates or risk evaluation, being able to see those risks, and that's, I think, what success is.
Alright. And what opportunities are there for professional development, and what do they look like?
Okay, that's a good question. Every month we have different areas that you can get professional development in. So, excuse me, I just can't clear my throat right now. It might be in rating and renewing and policies and analytics. So you're able to partner with a intern that's already been through that, and you're able to learn from that intern. We do send out, our interns and our employees to different professional development activities throughout the state.
And I know you said that I'll be working with like resident employees and different interns.
Yes.
But is there like someone else I'll be closely working with?
Can you say a little bit more about that question?
Is there someone else that I'll be like working with? Is there like a different team that I am working in tandem with, or someone that I have to talk to?
Well, we do have our mentors, that work with each of our teams, and we do assign interns to specific mentors that will be overseeing what you're doing, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. And
You got a lot of questions.
Yeah. What do you think is most challenging about this job?
I think the most challenging part of the job is to be able to work with different types of clients that come in. Everyone has different needs, and you just don't know what level they're at in terms of how much they know about risk management, about RFPs, in different areas in our company. So it's really assessing how can I either rise up to the level of this client or teach this client. That's the biggest challenge.
All right, and for the last one, is there anything on my resume that makes you question that I'm a good fit?
It's a good question. Actually, there really isn't anything on your resume. We are looking for someone who is, majoring in economics and who has some good computer skills and some technical skills that, like you have. So there really isn't anything on here that would say that you might not be a good fit.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So, any other questions?
That's all.
Okay. We will be letting you know in a couple of weeks. I have a lot of other resumes to look at, but we will be giving you a call.
All right.
So thank you, Christian. All right.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.